Welcome to Tea Time, the only video game show that answers the questions nobody cared enough to ask. This week's show is brought to you by Hammer Pants. They don't look like hammers, and they only barely resemble pants. Now guys, yesterday was Father's Day, so hopefully you went out, got your dad a nice last-minute power tool or Amazon DVD or whatever it is you get for that special male parent in your life. But when it comes to Father's Day, I always think of video game dads and how terrible most of them are. Which leads me to my question. I could sit here and talk about how Kratos kills his own wife and daughter, or how the real villain of Heavy Rain is a shopping mall. Jason! But I've come to a different conclusion. I propose that the worst video game dads all come from the same game. That's right, I'm talking about Earthbound. Now normally when this game is brought up, we talk about how the combat is so different, or how the game's so funny, or how there's just this sense of childhood whimsy throughout the whole thing. But I also think it contains the worst fathers in video game history. So here to talk about it, please welcome this week's guests, the kids from Earthbound, Ness, Paula, Jeff, and Pooh. Okay, so let's start with you, Ness. So you're 13 years old, a meteor crashes, you get psychic powers, and suddenly your mom is cool with you just leaving the house to go save the world. Alright, so that's not too different from most JRPGs, but we never get to meet your dad. And the only time we communicate with him is via phone when we want to save the game. And every time we do that, he just gives us a ton of money. I don't know if he thinks just giving you money is a way to make up for lost time or something, but no 13-year-old should be running around with like $500,000 in their pocket. I mean, in what world is that okay?
He thinks money will make up for the time we never spent together.
Well, that's depressing. Paul, let's talk about your dad for a second. Alright, he seems to actually care about you, although not enough to actually come rescue you when you're kidnapped, but...
Don't forget about the arranged marriage.
Right, yeah, there's that whole thing. If we go back to your dad after rescuing you, he thinks it's cool for you and Ness to just start dating, which is weirdly suggestive considering the two of you are barely old enough to watch PG-13 movies.
Sometimes he starts drinking and...
Let's move on to your dad, Jeff. So we meet you, you're going to this nice school, you obviously come from a family with some money, but much like Ness's parents, they think money makes up for actually spending time with you. Because when we meet your dad, Dr. Andronuts, all he says is, "Oh Jeff, I haven't seen you in 10 years. Guess I'll see you in another 10. How is that okay? The man doesn't see you in a decade and he's alright with not seeing you for another decade? That's absurd. I realize he's an inventor and he has like things he needs to do, but you're a kid. You're not even old enough to have a driver's license yet, and your dad decides you can pilot a UFO and just be absent for another 10 years.
All I wanted was a hug.
Right? And I can't even help you with that. Tea Time has a strict no touching policy. Let's move on to your dad, Pooh. So you're the Prince of Dalam. That's pretty cool. Everybody likes you. Pretty powerful guy. But if you're the prince, then somewhere out there there's a king. And we never even hear him talked about. Like, at least we get to meet the other kids' dads, even if it's over the phone in some cases. But your dad is literally never mentioned. And if he's dead, you wouldn't be prince, you would be king. So where is this guy?
I too desire a hug.
Yeah, tell me about it. Also, he named you after shit. Anyway, let's give it up for the Earthbound kids. So that's my whole case. I present to you that the worst dads in video games all come from Earthbound. If you disagree, if you agree, if you have a suggestion for another topic, please leave a comment below. I would love to read it. Thank you very much for watching. Check out all the rest of the awesome stuff we do at Laser Time, and keep playing those video games.